think your grocery prices are bad? Look at my grocery prices.
I'm gonna show you why mass looting is gonna start soon.
I just took out a loan for basic needs and food.
Okay, so today we're going to be going a little bit more in depth on one of the aspects we talked about in my previous cost of living video, and that is grocery prices. I asked you how much you were paying for groceries each month in the comments, and oh boy, were there a lot of responses. I thought we should take a look at what's happening all over the country, all over the world right now, looking at what some people pay at the store, including my own experiences living in North Carolina, just so you could compare to wherever you live in the world. I also have some comments from you guys from previous videos, so if you want to be featured on a future video, leave it in the comments down below. But let's just jump right into it.
Oh, how are we doing? How are we doing? Went to the grocery store. Let me show you what I got. It was just a quick run. Trash bags, a few command strips, only 2 pre-made food things, and 2 little Easter basket type things that I'm gonna put in. Little magnet. That's it. That's all I got. $121.
I don't know, it seems like every time you go into the store, even if it is just a few items, not shopping for the week or the month, it's just instantly $100. She barely pulled out anything. I mean, maybe those 2 things for Easter were really expensive. I don't think so though. But $100 disappears like that. Here we have another one just living in New York City. I mean, it speaks for itself.
Come to the local grocery store in New York City with me. Alrighty, this is my local supermarket. Alrighty, things like blueberries, $7. Ground turkey, $15. Regular coffee creamer, $7.29. Parmesan cheese, $8. I needed cheese too. Halo top is $8. Cream cheese is $10. Like, this is what I'm getting. Yep. What do you guys think about that?
And I'm partially surprised that most of the items weren't locked behind plexiglass doors, and you have to ring every buzzer under the sun just to get an employee to open it up and buy your $10 cheese or something like that. We'll see that later in the video though. Here we have another clip that was basically asking the exact same thing that I asked you in the cost of living video. And again, I mean, the prices are all over the place. You can really compare and see how much people are paying, especially with different family sizes.
I'm super curious. How much is everybody spending in groceries each month? We're probably doing about $1,700 a month. It's nuts.
$1,700 for what I hope to be a big family is still a mortgage payment just for food. Here you could start seeing just prices everywhere. Family of 5, about $100 to $150 a week. What is everybody buying? And then even the creator responded, how are you even doing that? Family of 3, we could only spend around $200 to $250 every 2 weeks. It used to get us much more. Now I skip meals so there's food for my partner and our kids. Family of 4, $120 to $130 a week. Don't buy snacks or soda, any of the processed stuff. We have another person saying $350, but they are alone. 0 soda or processed food, and we're around $1,500. We don't eat out ever. I mean, just the huge difference. About $1,500 for a family of 5. Doesn't include fast food. Probably another $1,000 on top of it. $2,500. Family of 4, about £1,000 per month. Family of 5, $600, about $250 to $300 every 2 weeks. $500 just for adults. I mean, it goes on and on. $800 for 2 people. Family of 5, another $1,600. I mean, we could take a look at some of your replies from my comment. $1,000 a month for me, my boyfriend, and 2 dogs. Bought some basic sandwich fixings the other day, just bread, turkey, cheese, and pickles, over $40. About $800 a month for my husband, toddler, me, and 2 pets. About 150 euros or almost $200 in the month. The UK hasn't had the same crazy inflation as the US, but even from a comment a minute ago, somebody spending over $1,000 and other videos showing how expensive it's gotten. I guess it really does depend where you live in the UK. $700 a week for a family of 7. Family of 4, $850 in South Carolina. 2-person home, $350 monthly. $1,400 a month for a family of 5. Like I said, prices are all over the place. It really does depend on where you live, and we could see what it looks like in Hawaii.
You think your grocery prices are bad? Look at my grocery prices.
I'm here to show you guys my grocery prices so you don't have to feel bad about yours. She smells good.
I mean, I guess if you had a whole ton of money and you did go and retire in Hawaii, then these prices don't matter. But for normal people, I don't know how anybody actually lives there when they're not rich. Because it's not just the grocery prices, of course, everything has to be imported. But then the real estate around is so unbelievably expensive. I'm pretty sure it's the most expensive in the entire country. I really don't know how you survive there. And some people are taking out loans just for those necessities.
I just took out a loan for basic needs and food. Like, needs / food. I have never in my life had to take out a loan for the things that my home needs. I had to make the decision of gas or food, or somehow budget it and split that and get a little bit of gas and get a little bit of food until I get paid again. I said, there's no way. I cannot do this. I need to have a little bit more for gas and I need to have enough food. So Affirm has, its thing with Sam's Club. I was like, F it. Let's just take out a loan for our basic needs. I feel like this is not okay. This is not okay.
So if you think buy now, pay later is going away anytime soon, it's just not going to happen. It's just becoming more ingrained in our society as a whole. And with all the credit card debt videos, the overconsumption, overspending videos that I've made, there's an increasing amount of people that are taking out these loans going into debt, not because they want to buy designer bags and luxury goods and a new Mercedes SUV, but just to be able to get food at Sam's Club. I think this is even worse of a situation than people going broke just to look rich, because now people are going into debt just to survive. We can look at a couple of comments. Klarna and Afterpay is all fun and games until you can't afford to pay those back either. And what we've seen in previous videos, that people will max out all of their credit cards and then start taking out the buy now, pay later loans, accelerating their debt as quickly as you possibly can. Even the creator responded, I've definitely fallen behind on my loans and credit card payments and it was horrible. And we have another comment from one of you guys. It's so sad to me that this is happening literally all over the world. I'm from Colombia and have lived in several European countries, and it's the same story regardless of how rich or poor your country is. My dad bought his first home in Colombia for the equivalent of $5,000 back in the 90s. Now a home in the same neighborhood is around $50,000, if you're lucky, can go up to $100,000 when people don't even make $500 a month on average. The situation is seriously insane and the government acts surprised when people have decided to stop having children. Another one of the consequences that so many countries are having, and this is just for housing, let alone any of the grocery prices, most places don't have public transportation that's good enough. So that means you have to have some sort of vehicle that on average is now what, $40,000 or $50,000 for something new? This kind of stuff really doesn't show any signs of stopping either.
I just spent $91 at the grocery store. And this is what I got. $91.
So that's in Canada, as we've seen time and time again. Looks like an even worse situation than we're having in the US. But here I have a whole bunch of clips of what I saw in my local Walmart in North Carolina. I just went through a good amount of the items that I think most people would get so you could compare it to wherever you live in the country or the world. Here we'll start off with just bananas, 50 cents per pound. We have bags of grapes here for $2. The Granny Smith apples are $1.43 a pound, and the normal Honeycrisp, I believe, is $1.23. This was definitely a bit more expensive, $7 each for raspberries and blueberries. It depended on how big of a box you got. Some of them were around $5, but the bigger ones were still around $7. Here I just took a look at one of the brands. I mean, there's an entire aisle of ice cream that I don't normally get, but all the Breyer stuff was around $4 per tub. Here we could take a look at some of the deli meats. I mean, it was anywhere from around $4 to $7, depended on if you got chicken or ham or any of the roast beef and the sizes. Some of them were half a pound or 1 pound. Here were the cheapest fries I could find. It was great value. Walmart's version of them, a whole bag, 2 pounds for $3. Here's something that I get on the regular. It was $30 for 4.5 pounds of ground beef. Now, you could definitely get this cheaper if you wanted to, because I normally get the lean, I think it's 93.7 ground beef. There are tons of different versions you could get. Here we have the ground turkey for $12. I mean, less than half of the beef. It is 1.5 pounds less, but still the 93.7 very lean meat. Some of these skinless, boneless chicken breast here, $14. It was $2.67 $1.97 a pound. We have some of just the pasta, the noodles, around $3 to $4 for different kinds. But if you went and got the Great Value brand, this one was only 98 cents. I don't normally get any cereal at all, but I know a lot of other people do. So it was anywhere from around $4 to $6 for these boxes. I have seen them much more expensive in TikTok videos all around the country. The bread here was anywhere from $2 to around $5. It really did depend on what kind of brand you wanted, but here you could see is $3.47. But then you go over to one of the Great Value brands, it's only $1.87 for a loaf of bread. The milk here, at least for the Great Value brand, was around $2.50 for whole 1% and 2%. It didn't really matter. Of course, you could probably more than double the price for any fancy brands. Here's some of the prices for the cheese. I mean, anywhere from $1.47 all the way up to $4. And the blocks of cheese were around $10 to $13, $14 as well. And around here, 18 eggs is currently $8.22. I know that's one of the big ones everybody likes to compare. I don't normally get eggs in the first place, but I still know that they've gone up a crazy amount. And here's just a look at what we bought for a while. Honestly, those will probably last several weeks. And I definitely could have gotten cheaper items. Like I said, the meats that I get are pretty expensive because they're the lean cuts, but everything in the cart that you see here ended up costing $197. So again, by no means is this the lowest grocery bill I could have possibly gotten, but now you could compare the prices from where I am in North Carolina to wherever you guys are. And I do also want to say that Walmart is the cheapest grocery store around here. Target, Whole Foods, of course, Publix, including the local farmers markets around here, are all more expensive. It might be different in your area, but it's the cheapest here. We have a comment from one of you guys. In Australia, the grocery stores are being investigated for price gouging. They've made record-breaking profits since the cost of living crisis and COVID. I believe there was a clip in my previous video of somebody just going around their store in Australia, and it was insane prices. It was like $50 for a pack of Coke cans. I don't really know how you survive, and you start seeing videos like this, and it seems to be becoming more and more real every single day.
I'm gonna show you why mass looting is gonna start soon. That's the sale price. Rotisserie was like $4.99. Is that a lot for berries? Fruit is dummy. Blueberries. Okay, we had the eggs. Bro, I don't know about that. Water. I don't know about that. Party. Bro, $5 each, tiny tomatoes. We got a couple sales going on. Is that normal for ice cream?
I'm glad I put my clips right before this one to compare. Basically everything wherever this guy lives is way more expensive than where I live. And because of all the theft that's happened recently, either because it's very easy to steal from these stores and get away with it, basically have no repercussions, or stealing out of necessity because the prices are absolutely through the roof. You start seeing a ton of videos like this.
Locking up pre-made protein shakes and coffee has to be some indicator of a failed society. Look at this. Look at this. Even they locked up the Mountain Dew as well. Mountain Dew over there, the Red Bull, it's all locked up. What's it like living in New York, Jack? Oh, it's great. They locked up relish and ketchup. Even the soup is locked up. The soup. Who is stealing V8? Who identify yourself? Who is stealing V8? Cereal? How do you even steal cereal? You put it in your
I've seen both sides of this situation from where I used to live in New Jersey to where I currently live in North Carolina. Basically, nothing's locked up here except, of course, you know, expensive electronics, laptops, the PlayStation, stuff like that that's kind of always been locked up in these stores. But now, when I go back up to see my family in New Jersey, more and more of these regular stores, Target, Walmart, are locking up virtually everything, looking the same like it was in that clip. My old local Target in New Jersey also shut down all of their self-checkout. They had it up and running, nothing ever broke, but they just shut it down because I guess there was too much theft. So it just sits there collecting dust, doing nothing now. And I mean, of course, this is not a one-off issue. If you want to look this up on TikTok, there are tons of videos like this showing that everything has to be buzzed in. So if you're just going around doing a full day's worth of shopping, you know how much longer it would take that every single item you need to have an employee come and walk over and give you the block of cheese or give you the ice cream or whatever you're trying to buy. I mean, this stuff is starting to sound insane to me. And the clip up on screen right now with the ice cream is from Seattle. So this isn't just another clip from New York City. It's happening on the other side of the country too. Here we can look at some of the comments. The day I have to go get someone to unlock the grocery case is the day that I'm abandoning my cart in the aisle and going somewhere else. I don't know the statistics and the differences between having everything locked up and losing a whole bunch of customers because they don't want to deal with it and waste even more time just to go grocery shopping at your store, compared to the obviously lower theft they're going to have because you can't touch anything. I don't know. It seems like a lose-lose situation if you are one of these grocery stores. Retail worker here, so when an item has a high loss rate due to theft or damage, they'll resort to locking or caging it to minimize lost product. People hate it, but it's either that or raise the prices. I mean, I understand the reasoning, but when everything is locked up, that means that everything is being stolen. And then they also said it's either locking it up or raising the price, but that could be the problem why people are stealing it. It's expensive in the first place, so raising the price even more probably wouldn't help the situation, or at least in my opinion, like the first comment, if I had to go into a store and everything was locked up, I'd probably just go somewhere else to shop. But I do know that many of these stores are starting to hurt because people are legitimately pulling back now. They don't want to pay these ridiculous high prices, or they can't afford to. And like what we saw previously with some of the comments, people were skipping meals and clearly not buying as much. So you'll start seeing sales all over the place, making it look like everything's cheaper, it's going back to normal. Please come in and spend your money here. But you could see some of the tricks that a lot of these stores will do.
Hopefully none of my managers see this, but I work pricing at Target, and this is just to show you guys what a scam all these new lower price tag things are. So this is the current price as of yesterday, and have a new tag, was $17.99, now $16.89. But earlier the original price was, oh, what is that, $16.89. So they raised the price to $17.99 just so they can lower it back down to $16.89, and then I have to put this sticker on it so people think they lowered the price and make things so much better, when in reality nothing changed. They raised it just to lower it back down.
It's almost as if as soon as one of these big companies get away with it, everybody starts to do it just to get a little bit more profit. How many times have we gone over Amazon, especially for their Prime days? People will have a whole bunch of saved items in their cart that they're waiting to go on sale. Maybe a week or so before Prime Day happens, all the prices just magically jump up a crazy amount, 30% more expensive. Then Prime Day hits, and then look at that, it's 30% off. Here's the sale, and it's just back down to the original prices. Now, this is supposed to be illegal, but I've heard no ramifications for this whatsoever, and overall Amazon still makes more money. So other companies, other stores like Target and probably everybody else sees that they can make a little bit more money, and they start doing the exact same thing. And they don't even really hide it. If you just looked at the price previously, they just put the new sticker over the last sticker. They didn't even take it out, so you can actually see what it was priced at before it went up. We have another comment from one of you guys. What are you kids complaining about? 24 hours in a day. Just work 20 hours and sleep 4 hours. Repeat. Spend less than you make. It's really that simple. And I know that this is sarcastic, but I guess this is what companies really want from you. If you are really working those long hours, you don't need to eat. You won't even be thinking about it. You'll just sleep a couple hours and do the same thing over and over again for decades and decades until you're dead. I don't know. It's starting to seem like a nightmare to me. And maybe if you do have a little bit of money and you could start spending it on groceries just to survive, it doesn't even mean that it's safe for you, let alone healthy. Of course, in America, tons of crap you could buy that's incredibly unhealthy for you, but how many times have you seen these types of clips with every single store under the sun?
America, Costco smoked salmon recall is now classified as possibly lethal. Yeah, you heard it, people. So smoked salmon sold at Costco late last year is being recalled due to a potential listeria contamination. Acme Smoked Fish Corporation, based in Brooklyn, New York, is recalling Kirkland's signature brand smoked salmon. Now, the FDA initially recalled the fish in October 2024 for possible listeria contamination, but after looking at the FDA website, it has been up to a level 1 recall, which means it is lethal.
I made an entire dedicated video on my second channel a few months ago just talking about product recalls. You probably see it left and right when it comes to vehicles now and all the overall quality with the manufacturers and new cars, but just go on Google and search it up yourself with food, what we're eating. Constant recalls with something being contaminated. You shouldn't use this, you shouldn't eat this. It doesn't matter where you shop or what kind of brands. One of the examples you probably heard of was Boar's Head, the much more expensive deli meat compared to any of the great value or discount type of brands, and they had tons of problems that they had to recall all of the food that they sell in stores. So you could barely afford groceries in the first place just to be able to survive. Some people are taking out even more loans and going into more credit card debt just to buy it. It could take even longer just to buy those items because everything's locked up due to theft. The sale prices that these stores are pushing are most likely not actual sale prices. It's just a little bit lower than the crazy inflated prices that they put them at in the first place, and then you go through all of that and buy the item, and maybe it'll have a recall because it's not healthy. You're not supposed to eat it in the first place. It's just unbelievable. And we have a clip here talking about fast food, and I know that that's become a luxury that's just out of the question when we're talking about buying food, groceries now just to survive, but still, the prices of stuff that was supposed to be dirt cheap is just insane now too.
Can I please get one large Diet Coke?
Will that be it?
And then I'll do a large fries as well, and that's it.
So just a large fry and a large Diet Coke?
Please.
$9.78 for soda, please.
Thank you. $9.78.
So for a Coke and fries now, it is $10 at McDonald's. The place that got popular because of how cheap their items were in the first place. Now it's $10. You didn't even get a burger. Some of the comments, I'm not comprehending how that could possibly be $9.78. Do you remember when large McDonald's drinks were $1? Went through Burger King the other day. 2 meals were $47 for Burger King too. I drove right through and didn't bother with the order. If we continue to pay these prices, they'll keep these prices. I mean, speaking of that too, we have a lot more of the unhealthy foods, and even that has priced out so many people. I mean, just look at these chocolate covered pretzels.
Look at this shit. I'm a giant. He's like, what? I don't know, 10 pretzels in there, right? $25, dude. Go f yourself. Holy shit.
My guess was $9.99 because I thought that would be ridiculous. 25 plus is crazy. I'm sick of Giant, which I've never heard of, probably just another one of the grocery stores in a different part of the country. They're higher than Wegmans or Whole Foods by me. It's crazy. And even with all of the clips that we watched today, I know that there are some of them out there that when you start seeing what people are buying, there really could be some things you could shave off to both lower your grocery bill as a whole and improve your health because, man, some people's diets are rough.
To all the other countries that wonder and say that Americans are just fat and lazy and they don't do anything to better themselves, this is what $115 gets you. Let me show you. We were able to get some Ritz crackers, one thing of cereal, some ramen, more ramen, tuna, bag of potatoes, a few avocados, some snacks, desserts, 2 bags of chips, ice creams, pizza rolls, some sausage biscuits, one thing of Dr. Pepper. All of this for $115. We're not making it. This is going to feed my kids for less than a week. And this doesn't include any dinners. There are no dinners here. This is lunch and snacks. I don't know how people are making it. It's hard out there.
So I don't think she's wrong. I mean, the prices are still crazy expensive, but almost everything on that counter was pretty rough. I'm not saying that I'm perfect and have the healthiest diet on the planet. I mean, you could probably go back to my clip with my experience and see that I have some stuff that's probably not the healthiest for me, but all of that being consumed in under a week, and that doesn't even count dinner. That's just basically snacks and lunch. I don't know. I feel like things might need to change, and that's why the whole rest of the world thinks that we're all just giant fat Americans. items. Because if you go into the store, I mean, a majority of what there is to buy is just that kind of crap. So that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.